This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO, and we're going to have Jerry Reynolds. Is he online? Okay, good. We got Jerry on the line. I'm sorry. I'm on my side of the chair right now because the other computer wasn't working, so I can't see the phone. But Jerry, how's it going?
Good, buddy. How you guys?
We're doing pretty well, I think.
We're here and we're avoiding the virus. How about you, Jerry?
Yeah, so far, knock on wood, I've avoided it, and I have tried very hard to make sure I did that. So, we'll see. Anybody want to go to a soccer game?
You got the car for that. That's for sure.
Yes, I do. I don't do a lot of minivans typically because I don't get nearly as many questions on those as I do other cars, on the show.
Well, you may get one from me.
Well, there you go. I tell you, I've been wanting this particular minivan for a while because it's a hybrid. And I'm talking about the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica, and it's got a hybrid engine in it. Now, kind of a mixed bag as far as hybrids go because what you've really got here, it's a plug-in hybrid, so you can plug it in, in the evenings and just a regular wall plug. It'll charge overnight, and you get about 30 miles of range on nothing but batteries. And then it converts over to the regular gasoline engine. So, if you've got a short commute, if you're 10, 12, maybe even 15 miles away, one way from work, when everybody gets back to work, you would never visit a gas station again. Yet, if you wanted to take this thing across country on vacation, you could do that. So when you combine the hybrid part before it runs out of battery and the gas part, the average fuel economy on this, absolutely, no doubt about it. And, it's a nice SUV. The Pacifica is also the lowest priced SUV out there. Now, that's primarily due to incentives that Chrysler has been very, very aggressive with, especially the last few months. Window sticker on this one is $50,000. For that, you get a big panoramic moonroof, 4 captain's chairs, a DVD player with dual screens in the back that the kids can hook up to their computers or, a PlayStation or whatever. And it's got a very roomy third row seat. The beautiful thing about Chrysler vans, and this is true of all the Pacificas as well as the Town and Country, all the seats will fold into the floor. So they completely get out of the way if you need cargo area. So, it's versatile. It drives good. It's quiet inside. The fuel economy, of course, 33. This thing has never been a huge seller because I think Toyota and Honda just captivate the minivan market. But I tell you, this one, if you're budget conscious and you're fuel economy conscious, this thing's a player.
So out of all the minivans that are out there, which one would you buy?
I mean, right now,
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Odyssey. I think it's got the neatest features, but there's a story up on our website at carprousa.com about a new Toyota Sienna that we're going to see in the next few months, and I think that one is a game changer. They added some of the things that made the Honda cool, such as a built-in vacuum cleaner, but they've also now added a refrigerator to the new Sienna. Its fuel economy is going to be spectacular. Second row captain's chairs with footrests that fold up, much like a recliner. It's going to be something really cool. So we're a couple of months out from that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I have a Toyota Sienna, and ours is an 07, so it's older now. But it was the limited edition. It had all the leather. I mean, it was nice.
Yeah, you're going to want to see this new one. It's amazing. I mean, I think it changes the minivan landscape completely. And I think if I were Honda, I'd be scared to death because Honda sells a good number of those Odysseys. And I think it's because they've been innovative. They've got cool features for kids with the DVD players and then the vacuum cleaner that's built in. But you also got 19 cup holders in a Honda Odyssey, and all of them are also built to hold juice boxes.
I need all 19, I promise.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Hey, could you explain to me in simple English exactly what a hybrid is?
Yeah, it's a system that will combine gas and battery power together. It continues to charge the battery even when you've depleted the batteries, and it does that various ways through the alternator. Regenerative braking. In other words, every time you start to touch your brakes, it sends a charge to the batteries. Much more efficient to just plug it in at night because you'll get a full charge that way, and you can start every day out, with your 30, 31 miles of range. But
okay,
it doesn't limit you like
in fact,
an
if it sits
all-electric one.
If it sits on the charger all night and the battery is full, you can actually drive it as an electric vehicle.
Totally, until you run out of battery power.
And then you start the gasoline engine, and it powers the automobile as well as charges the battery.
Yes, and that's the beauty part of a hybrid versus an all-electric, because an all-electric, if you want to go cross-country, you can do it, but you've got to factor in charge stations. This one, you just go.
Well, Well, tell me, how does that work? Is it economical? Does it really save money?
Oh, absolutely. Again, if you've got a 30-mile round trip every day to your office or wherever, you'll never visit a gas station until you decide that you want to get outside that 30-mile range in a day. So you could literally go years without ever filling this thing up.
Wow.
Jerry, I want to get over to carprousa.com, but we're going to have to take a break. Can you hold over?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll look on carprousa.com, see what's going on over there. This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. And Jerry, I'm over on carprousa.com. I've looked up a few of your stories, and I know that this one was probably up last time I talked to you, but I actually looked at the vehicles that you had on here, and it's 10 best cars for recent college graduates in 2020. Now, the thing that surprises me on this is a lot of them are used vehicles.
Yeah, and they're vehicles that are a bargain primarily because the car market has been down for so long now that there's some bargains out there on used cars. It's the trucks and SUVs that are sky high.
Yeah, and I think the only one that looks like, and of course, you say that you can get one under $20,000, but the 2012 to 2017 Jeep Wrangler, I know that Jeep Wranglers usually hold on to their value pretty well.
Yeah, they do. If you're going to stay under 20, you got to go back a few years, and it may have relatively high mileage for the year, but still, as far as Jeeps will go without any problems, man, I tell you what, they just seem to run forever. One other story that I thought was very interesting was about hand sanitizer, because I think we're all leaving hand sanitizer in our car.
I am.
Yeah, me too. I keep a small bottle in one of the cup holders, and we're finding out now that when it gets really hot, of course, there's alcohol in hand sanitizer. It can be explosive. So that's something you really want to watch when it gets warmer.
Keep it in a glove box.
Hot. It has to get really, really hot, though, doesn't it?
In your pocket or whatever.
Well, I'm just thinking, as long as it's not in direct sun, you may be okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But, I think we'll find out more as temperatures get hot this year. I hope it's not a problem, but I did want to warn everybody. And the other thing that's kind of big right now is the incentives from the factories that have been out there for the month of May have been the biggest we've ever seen. And those are going away on Monday. And I can assure you that those will not be back at that level. It's just the manufacturers are spending too much money, and now suddenly there's a shortage of new vehicles, so there's not going to be any need for those big rebates out there. So if somebody's bargain shopping right now, be sure and do it through Monday night.
That's all you got.
That's it.
Yeah. So we also you also have that Ford reveals a new 2020 Edge. Now I'll say one of my favorite vehicles that I've driven was an Edge. I really liked driving it. What's the difference with an ST?
You know, they took the ST is the real nice sport edition with bigger tires and wheels and more horsepower. So what they found was that a lot of people loved the way it looked, but they didn't need that extra horsepower. They wanted the 2-liter EcoBoost for the fuel economy. So they dressed up the outside of the regular Edge to look like an ST, but it's not, because it's just got a regular engine under the hood. And it's substantially less money, too.
Yeah, it's always nice.
I got something on there for Dave.
Uh-oh.
There's a test to see how good your reflexes are when you're driving. You can take a test, and it will tell you if you drive like a 30-year-old or if you're driving like a 70-year-old based on your reaction time. It's pretty cool. It's just something fun to do, but it's kind of neat. I've got it down to about 22 years old, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Hey, yeah. I think the more you drive, the better your reaction time is going to be anyway, I would think.
I do. I think that's very true. The problem is when you're really driving, it's the distractions. I mean, there's just so many things in these cars that take your eye off the road. And boy, I tell you, accidents just continue to rise in the United States, and you got to figure cell phones are part of that. You know, so many gadgets on a car, it's got to play into that. So this one kind of tells you, this little test shows you, if you're going down the road and somebody pulls out in front of you, how long does it take you to hit the brakes? And it's kind of fun. I'd like for both of you guys to try it.
All right. I may check that out. Now, Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro, will be on from 11 to 1 this Saturday. And also, if you want to check out, or right here on KFYO, I got to say that. Also, if you want to check out what we've been talking about, the minivan, it'll be up on Monday, right?
That's correct, sir.
And then carprousa.com is the website. You can see all the news we were talking about as well. Jerry, thank you for coming on.
You guys take care.
All right.